What's up, fellow nerds? It is me, Jamoka from Sounds Nerdy, and this is the Blip, the show in which you and I, talk about news, highlights, and events from the past week in the world of tech and video games. As always, I like to start things off with the Tech 5. 5 stories from the past week, counting down to my number 1 story, which will be the topic of the show. I will dive into that topic in a little more detail, followed by what's new in tech. If there was a new gadget, new technology, or something new that week, I'm going to cover it. It may not be new to some of you out there, but if it's new to me, I'm going to cover it, so deal with it. And last but not least, what the hell? If there was some head-scratching decision or event or anything, I am going to get into that topic. All right, nerds, let's start off with number 5. And this article is brought to you by The Verge. Google is making it a little simpler to find your missing Android phone. All right, so the article goes on. Google already lets Android users track their misplaced or stolen smartphones both through search and using the standalone Android device manager app. The company is adding yet another path to check exactly where your precious device is on a map. And it also works with iPhone in a sort of sense, and we'll get into that in more detail a little bit later. If you head over to Google's Account Hub, you will now see a new Find Your Phone option. Tap that and you'll be able to make the phone ring at maximum volume, lock it with a message and a contact number on the lock screen, or locate its precise position using the device manager. Now, all of this stuff applies strictly to the Android OS, but if you're running iOS, my account will just point you towards the iCloud and Apple's Find My iPhone tracking. All right, so I think this is actually a good thing by Google. Unfortunately, if you are ever in a situation where you do lose your very precious device, this should make it a lot easier for you to find it, because we know how we are attached to these things now. These have become like little babies to us. So I definitely like how you can turn the maximum volume up, you can make it ring. So that's a pretty good feature. If you're in a club somewhere and you happen to lose your phone or somebody stole it, this will be a good tool for you in that pinch. So hopefully I never get a chance to use this, but now that I know it's there, I can resort to it if I need to. All right, for the number 4 story, this is brought to you by Yahoo Tech. Intel launches first ever 10-core desktop processor. Yes, that's right, 10-core processor. All right, as part of Intel's 14 nanometer Broadway E-chip family, the Intel Core i7-6950X Extreme Edition is primarily aimed for gamers and enthusiasts. It's 10 cores with 2 threads per core, run at 3 GHz base frequency, but the CPU is unlocked and can be overlocked for higher speeds. It also features Intel's Turbo Boost Max 3.0 tech, which steers applications to the highest performing core, ideally meaning that even those programs which don't know how to use multiple processor cores should run faster. That sounds absolutely wonderful, but here's the kicker. Unfortunately, the top processor in Intel's range comes at a very high price at $1,723. Yes, $1,723. And to that cost of a high-end graphics cards and other components, you could easily be hitting $10,000 for a single PC. But like the article said, if you can afford it, go ahead. But I guess if you are the ultimate gamer and the ultimate enthusiast, or if you want to do some intense and extreme video editing, then by all means, this is the card for you. If you ever get that card out there, please let me know in the comment section down below. I probably will never be able to afford this card at that price, so I'm looking out to you for insight into how this chipset actually works. All right, number 3 here. Apple leak reveals dual curve display new iPhone. Following on from leaks that Apple will pull out all the stops for its 2017 iPhone with an all-glass design. Since this information has been confirmed by a major Apple supplier, the wow factor has now been increased further by news that it will also contain a dual curve display, something like the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge here. That would be akin to Samsung's stunning Galaxy Edge smartphone range and tie into early reports about how the new iPhone will have an edgeless display. You can see the picture here, which is probably, if that is true, and it has the dual curve screen, that's probably pretty close to what the iPhone looked like. I mean, the body and everything will probably be very similar. So interestingly, the source for this announcement is a good one. IHS Technologies Director of Market Research, Kevin Wang, who also last week revealed Apple will double iPhone 7 storage capacities, something since has been corroborated by multiple reports. So this guy has pretty good pedigree, so it sounds like this may be coming true. So we'll see how that comes, and I'm interested to see how the Apple fanatics out there will take this information or take this actually design feature. I wonder will they embrace it as the greatest thing since sliced bread, seeing as how we've already had this for the last few years. But one thing I will give Apple credit is that they will probably have a couple of applications that will probably make good use of the dual curves or the edge screen. So we'll see, and that should probably light a fire under Samsung to start developing some more intuitive apps. All right, and for item number 2 this week, this article is by Nintendo Life. Nintendo NX production reportedly pushed back to 2017 to incorporate virtual reality. And the subtitle here: order volume reduced from 20 million to 10 million. Go into the article here. Nintendo has reportedly delayed mass production of its NX console, which is the code name, in order to factor in virtual reality functions and improve the system's unique console and handheld integrated gaming experience. Sources close to the production chain have stated that the console combines domestic and portable gaming functionality, which has long been rumored. It showcases a 5 to 7 inch display with a controller and joystick for users to play as a mobile gaming platform. NX is also able to connect to a TV and operate as a traditional domestic console. So here we're getting a little bit more information about what the NX may entails. Some of this is rumored, so again, we don't have anything concrete at this point. But it's also interesting that they've also reduced the shipments from 20 to 10 million. I don't know if this is because of hardware limitations or they have lack of confidence in the sales potential of the NX. So I'm not sure if we'll ever get a true answer to that. But back to the article here. I'm actually not upset that they pushed back the NX to 2017 or further into 2017. As long as they integrate VR, I think it'll make it a more viable console, especially when it comes to comparing to the PS4 and the Xbox One, because both of them are reported to have consoles coming that are more powerful and are geared towards VR gaming. So for Nintendo to integrate VR into their NX console, I think that's a very smart move by them, and hopefully that will garner some sales and actually make it a more viable console, especially to the general public and more mature gamers. So hopefully this will allow Nintendo to capitalize on that and push more consoles out there. So good luck for you, Nintendo. And my number 1 item this week and the topic of the show, AMD to release $200 VR rated graphics card. But more importantly, the main topic for this does AMD have a fighting chance in the discrete gaming video card market? I'll get more into that. Let's just read the article here. AMD is looking to release a graphics card capable of handling VR at a price well under the accepted rate. According to Engadget, the Radeon RX 480 will cost $199 and is based on AMD's new Polaris architecture. It is capable of over 5 teraflops of computing power compared to the 6 teraflops of NVIDIA's recently announced GTX 1070, which costs $380. So you can see here that the AMD Radeon card is almost less than half of what the $380 card from NVIDIA costs. So your value proposition may be better going with the AMD card. Let's go on a little bit. They say it will come in 2 different models, 4 gigabytes and 8 gigabyte models. It's reportedly comes out in June 29th, and just going back up, AMD's performance tests have shown that running two RX 480s manages to beat out NVIDIA's new monster, the GTX 1080, which is a beast, while running Ashes of Singularity. Now, I would like to see more benchmarks and more games to actually see if this is actually true, but if this is true, then at $200 or about $400 or $500 compared to $600 for the GTX 1080, you might have a better value going with the AMD RX 480 if it actually does beat out the 1080. So we'll see if more benchmarks come out and if this actually holds up true to form. But as my main topic, is AMD still have a fighting chance? Because NVIDIA has been doing a great job with their graphics cards. They've been kicking AMD's butt for a few years now. I'm going to switch over and show you a little chart here. So you can see here, this is a chart that shows the market share for NVIDIA and AMD for the discrete GPU segment. This is late 2015. You can see here that AMD has probably about an 80% market share compared to about 18% for AMD. And back in 2004, they started to split, and you can see AMD starting to take a major chunk of the market share, and AMD went down. So AMD does have a lot of catching up to do. So it'll be interesting to see if this graphics card will actually help them. And I want to show you another chart here. This one has a little bit more history in it. You can see way back in about 2004, at one point in time, AMD did have a significant market share. And then around 2005, that's when things started to shift and NVIDIA started just kicking AMD's butt, and it have been growing and have maintained a very good lead ever since. But recently, within the past year, they've actually started to increase that market share. So they're clearly have the momentum right now. So it's going to be really tough for AMD to actually catch up with them. And I believe one of the reasons for NVIDIA's dominance is that they have a larger profit margin on their cards. So they actually are able to get more money per card sold, which actually rolls over to their R&D department, which again is bigger and better than AMD. So AMD does have a lot to cover, a lot of ground to make up, and they better start soon or they're going to be digging a grave pretty soon. All right, and for my what's new in tech section, these are the Bose QuietComfort active noise canceling wireless headphones. Thanks to CNET for this article. So these headphones here are $350, which are about $50 more than their wired pair, which is the Comfort 25. So for about $50 more, you can actually get some Bluetooth wireless headphones, which for me, if I was in the market for some wireless headphones and Bluetooth, and some noise canceling, I would definitely go with these. I've actually tried the QuietComfort 25, and they are excellent ones. So I'm sure these are probably the same quality as well. Just a little bit more about these headphones. Battery life is rated at about 20 hours, so that's pretty good for that. And also, it also has NFC pairing for devices that support it. It also works as an advanced Bluetooth headset. It also comes in both black and silver, and it also includes a carrying case. So actually these are going to be, they look like they'll be pretty sweet, and hopefully Bose will send me a pair. Bose, get on it. I want a pair of these. And last but not least, I want to go to my what the hell section, and this one is also a new product, and this is a new military grade cell phone by Solarin. It's an Android phone that costs a whopping $17,000. Yes, $17,000. So let's go through some of this real quick. Israeli startup Solarin Labs announced a new smartphone called Solarin, which boasts an application that allows users to wipe the phones from remote locations and encrypt calls, text, and email. So good stuff right there. This military grade security isn't cheap. The phone costs $17,000, like I said. Solarin is currently available for purchase online and at Solarin Labs store in London. The phone will make its way to high-end London department stores Harrods on June 30th. So this phone has a pretty significant high price tag. Obviously, this is tailored towards celebrities and obviously rich people and people who can afford that. Somebody like me will probably never be able to afford something like this. This is just ridiculous. All right, let's look at some of the key features that are coming with this phone. On the back of the phone, there's a switch on the back of the phone that turns on Solarin's security shield, which promises military-grade encrypted voice calls and messages. Now, I would like something like that. Thanks to software from security company Zimperium, the phone purports to be protected from high-level cyber attacks. So that's pretty dope, actually. They said it's not perfect, but it's going to be nearly unhackable. Phone also uses software from Swiss technology company Proton Mail to encrypt emails. Solarin features a 23.8 megapixel camera with laser autofocus and industry-leading 4-tone flash. So the megapixels in this camera are right up there with some of the top smartphones on the market today. Solarin also includes 3 bass booted speakers, 4 microphones, and a smart amplifier to maximize audio quality. Wow, they really packed a lot of stuff in this phone. Right, and that was just some of the features that this cell phone has. Actually, this is a decent looking phone. Looks pretty thick though. I'm assuming that's because of the 4,000 milliamp battery that it also contains in there. I probably will never own this phone. If any of you out there actually own this phone or will own this phone, it doesn't come out to June 30th, but if anyone gets their hands on it, please let me know how this phone is. Is it actually worth the $17,000? And that is everything I have for you this week. I want to thank you once again for checking out this video. Make sure you leave some comments down in the section below. Please jump in and join in on the conversation on any of the articles that I covered. I'll be glad to hear your thoughts on some of these topics. I want to thank you. Once again, my name is Jamocha from Sounds Nerdy. You can follow me on Twitter at SNJamocha. Make sure you follow Sounds Nerdy on Twitter at Sounds Nerdy. And until the next video, guys, stay nerdy.
I will rise to the top, rise to the top. I will never stop, I will never give up. You're my vision, I'm on a mission, and I don't need your permission. Rise to the top, rise to the top. I will never stop, I will never give up. It's my life and I